is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Travis Fortnum. For the first time in nearly 6 years, workers are manning the third shift at the Windsor Assembly Plant. With details on what this means for the community, let's bring in CTV's Robert Lothian. Robert, how many jobs are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, Travis, Stellantis says more than 1,700 employees are on the floor tonight thanks to the revival of the third shift. And the job impact appears to be spreading even further. According to the head of Unifor Local 195, this move is spurring gains at feeder plants.
We have some of the facility, they had experienced a layoff for a period of time. Many of the people was called back, and when those company introduced the third shift, they have to hire new people.
Representing feeder plants across Windsor, Essex, Emil Nabout says the return of the third shift is good news for the region. Stellantis ended the third shift in July of 2020, but announced its return last fall. Fueling the increase in work is production of the various Dodge Charger models and as well as the Chrysler minivans. Windsor Assembly now has shifts across midnights as well as days and afternoons. The newest additions include work in paint, general assembly, and material handling. Given the recent turbulence in the auto sector, Nabout says this addition feels like a win.
This is an exciting news for all of us here in this community, given the challenge we have recently with many of the automotive challenge we have due to the U.S. administration impacting everything we do here in this country.
Union officials are hopeful the 3 rotations will become a staple again here in Windsor. At these levels of production, industry analysts that we've previously spoken with believe the shift should be safe at least for the next 2 years. Travis.
Thank you, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian. Starting the show with some good news tonight. And new tonight, Windsor Fire saying a devastating house fire on Byng Road has caused an estimated $550,000 in damage. And police are investigating it as a possible arson. Investigators say the fire started on a rear deck, but the cause is still listed as undetermined. It sparked late last night, forcing one man to jump from a second-story window to escape. Firefighters were able to save a cat, but one dog died and 2 other pets remain missing. Police are now asking anyone with information to contact their arson unit.
2 ways out, 100% is something we want all the time. And again, that early warning on a smoke alarm is important because the fellow that was up there was woken by smoke. And at that point, his primary means of egress was already compromised because of the delay.
Windsor Police also charging 3 drivers with stunt driving in separate incidents over a 24-hour period. Officers say one driver was clocked at 100 kilometers an hour in a 50 zone on Dougal Avenue. 2 others were stopped on Wyandotte Street East, both allegedly going more than 90 in a 50. A 39-year-old, 62-year-old, and 20-year-old are now charged. Police say all 3 had their vehicles impounded for 14 days and their licenses suspended for 30. Provincial changes meant to boost funding for colleges and universities are also sparking concern, with students warning the cost of post-secondary and the debt that comes with it could climb even higher. CTV's Robert Lothian returns with that story.
Relief for colleges and universities students fear is coming at a cost, and it's one they say they'll have to pay.
We want to ensure that our universities can continue to function and continue to provide the services and education that they offer. But where I want to make a comment is that I don't know if affordability has been taken into consideration, because at this time students are in a cost of living crisis.
The Ford government overhauling post-secondary funding last week, a $6.4 billion infusion of cash, unfreezing tuitions, and changing how financial assistance, commonly known as OSAP, is doled out. The University of Windsor Students Alliance warns those on campus can't take on rising education costs with less support.
It's quite disappointing to hear that the OSAP changes are happening at a time like this when affordability is at a crisis with students and tuition is being raised on that end.
Currently up to 85% of a student's OSAP funding can be a grant, and at least 15% is a loan that must be repaid. The new model drops the cap on grants to 25%, and the loans accruing interest after graduation rise to a minimum of 75%.
Like, education at that point is now becoming less equitable and less accessible for students.
The UWSA is asking the province to review the OSAP changes immediately, but the Ford government claims the changes are necessary to keep schools afloat.
If we want Ontario to have a competitive workforce tomorrow, we need to strengthen our post-secondary institutions today.
At Windsor, Maura is urging decision makers to consult with those in the classroom.
We weren't consulted on these things, and we want to ensure that students are being consulted prior to making decisions that ultimately affect them more than anybody else.
Robert Lothian, CTV News.
And a big change is coming for Ontario's smallest students, with the Ministry of Education beefing up the kindergarten curriculum. CTV's Michelle Molesky explains.
Kindergarten is the start of a 14-year journey of education. In Ontario, it's play-based.
We want them to play. We want them to still have that curiosity and learning to extend their thinking and discovery through kindergarten.
That won't change in September. The change is students will have certain expectations to meet. For example,
our kindergartens will be exploring, counting, estimating up to 20. And they'll be doing addition and subtraction up to 10.
The teachers will be expected to help students reach those specific thresholds.
They want a real focus on literacy and mathematics and explicitly teaching it instead of implicitly doing it.
Teacher Union President Mario Spagnuolo says his members have known about this change coming for a few years. It was supposed to be implemented this school year.
We actually are thankful that the ministry listened to the feedback and gave 1 year to try to get our mind around it.
The change will take effect in September.
I don't think there will be too much of a change, but it is a new curriculum that they're going to have to learn. The ministry's only given a 30-minute webinar that's available for teachers.
So what can parents do to prepare their kids for the classroom?
I think having those authentic conversations with your child, those are already happening at the dinner table, in the car rides, asking them about what they see, what they hear, what colors do you see, where do you see numbers?
And the other thing is, like, just going back to the basics, like, read a book. Have your child read a book with you, sit in your lap, and just read. That is so important, and away from technology.
Both major boards in Windsor are hosting their kindergarten open houses on Thursday, February 19th. Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
And if you're looking for something to do with your kindergartner or kids in general after school or when March break comes around, the city opening the doors to some free camps. Spots are available now at several community centers, including Forest Glade, the Gino and Liz Marcus Complex, and Windsor Water World. The programs offer a safe place for kids to play, learn, and connect, and include a daily meal. For March break camp, the city offering a full week of games, sports, and crafts for children aged 4 to 13. Registration is free for the after-school programs, but space is limited. The city is also going to be weighing a question from a councillor: should some of the money from parking meters stay in the neighborhoods where it's collected? CTV's Chris Campbell reports.
Right now, parking meter revenue in Windsor goes into the city's general coffers.
So what used to happen years ago was the city would actually supply a lot of the flower pots and the hanging baskets and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, it's kind of been cut over the past few years. It was cut 50% and then 100% in some previous budgets.
City Councillor Mark McKenzie believes a small percentage, between 5 and 10%, could instead be directed back to BIAs for improvements within their own districts.
What is a way that we could start bringing some more revenue into the BIAs without having to go to their members?
Supporters say the funding could be used for things like beautification, lighting, streetscape upgrades, or community events.
We've been talking about that for a few years, like not as in what's our cut on this thing, but how does this whole thing happen? So to get some sort of like a kickback really would help everybody.
Walkerville BIA board member Matt Woods says reinvesting locally could directly benefit businesses and visitors.
We're a small budget BIA because we're not a huge footprint as a BIA, but anything is going to help us. Beautification for events, anything like that. We have a lot of public amenities.
Put it back into the neighborhood.
Some residents we spoke with say they support the idea.
I just think that you're part of this community. People park here. I think a part of this community should reap the benefits of, and not just the city.
I think the public should have the right to the money, of course.
Why should it all go to the city, you know?
And I understand nobody wants to pay for parking. I wish parking could be free all over the place. But I think the customer can then see a return in that investment as well.
Mackenzie says any formal proposal would need to go before council. For now, he says the goal is simply to explore whether keeping some parking dollars within the neighborhoods where they're collected makes sense for Windsor.
So I'm not saying, 50% of the revenue should go to the BIAs, but, I think 5 to 10%. I think that's fair.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
In Essex, a new report is shining a light on the cost to replace decorative snowflake lights.
It's great in our downtown where there's a new infrastructure, but on the outside areas, you can see the poles are really bad, and the snowflakes they're going up, and we're spending a lot of money.
Town Council will receive a report Tuesday on the aging snowflakes in Essex Centre and Harrow. Each year, the town is paying to fix the decorations before they are hung for the holidays. Due to deteriorating light poles, staff is recommending the older lights in Essex be decommissioned until new equipment is purchased. Replacing all of the older decorations is estimated to cost as much as $53,000.
So if we want to see change, we know residents don't like tax increases, especially for beautification items. So this may be something where we, boots on the ground, and we start doing fundraisers to make our towns, what we really want.
For Family Day today, local businesses and volunteers across the region coming together to help families in need.
It's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of families out there that need help, and this is a great way to help them out.
The 4th annual Food for Families on Family Day initiative saw 1,500 bags of groceries packed up for vulnerable households. It's said 1 in 4 families across Windsor Essex are facing food insecurity. Donations from today will be distributed through the Windsor Essex Children's Aid Society, the Bell River Rochester Goodfellows, and the Windsor Essex County Food Bank Association.
It's awesome. It's nice to give back. It's nice to be in a position to give back, and we're really helping people in our own community, so it makes sense. And next year we want to make it bigger, because this year we're not only doing Windsor Essex Children's Aid Society, but we're also doing the Essex Food Bank, and we're also doing the Goodfellas from the Windsor, Essex, and Rochester. Next year I'd like to add more. I want to help out everybody we can.
And over the weekend, Canadian Armed Forces members took the ice in Essex with bragging rights on the line. Players faced off in the 6th annual Army versus Navy hockey game. The event aims to help raise awareness about active military members across Windsor Essex. The Navy won, but the important part is fans were urged to bring a canned food donation for the Essex Food Bank.
So it's been fantastic. I think last year we got about 3 pallets worth of food. So it's great to give back to the community that has supported us so much.
Stagnant winter weather is trapping pollution over Windsor Essex, pushing air quality into the poor range and triggering a warning. Rain is expected to clear the air, but it's also exposing another kind of pollution. CTV's Bob Belichico has the story.
We've also had a pretty stagnant air mass over the area, not a lot of motion in the atmosphere.
As a result, there was an increase in the Air Quality Health Index, 7 Sunday morning, climbing to 10 today. Environment Canada issued an air quality warning for our area over the past couple of days.
A combination of local pollutants developing, as well as advecting some in from the southwest. We had a light southwest wind that could bring in pollution from down in the U.S. So a combination of factors looks like resulted in that spike.
Environment Canada meteorologist Jeff Colson says there were higher readings at their downtown Windsor observation site, those levels gradually diminishing throughout the day. And Colson says rain combined with highs of around 12 to 13 degrees on Wednesday will help.
A mixing of the wind as well as some precipitation should lead to a better air quality situation in general for the day on Wednesday.
Warmer weather has quickly melted the snow.
It's gross. Yeah, it's gross. I feel like
disgusting.
Uncovering a lot of debris in snowbanks, against fences, on the streets, and one very noticeable trend, a lot of coffee has been consumed this winter.
Like kids that have to grow up seeing garbage everywhere on the ground all the time, and they're gonna start thinking that's normal, just leave garbage on the ground instead of throwing it out.
City Councilor Ronaldo Agostino is encouraging residents to talk trash. He wants residents to call 311 or send him a message to help identify hotspots for garbage.
I want to know where the garbage is so we can send our crews out there. We've got a great team at the City of Windsor. We've got St. Leonard's House. We've got people out there doing this, but we don't know unless you tell us.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. Still ahead, big fat Tuesday ahead tomorrow. You might want to start formulating your Punchki plan. For a look at the forecast, we're joined by CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald. And Gary, it's looking warmer this week, but it's also looking wetter.
You're right about that. Good evening, folks. We're talking about mild temperatures, significant snow and ice melt. The air quality has not been great because of the stagnant air profile or wind profile. The air's just sitting in the Great Lakes Basin, but we're going to see those winds pick up a little bit over the next 24 to 48 hours. I anticipate air quality to improve. It was indeed a mild day. Reached double digits, unofficially 10.2 degrees Celsius. Our average high at this time of the year is just under 1 degree on the plus side, 1 degree Celsius. And wind chill really not much of an issue in extreme southwestern Ontario. We've been dealing with some snow in parts of the Midwestern tier, even some freezing rain cutting across portions of Lake Huron, and then rain showers steady to the north and east of us. The worst case scenario is some light drizzle tonight, and then some significant rain coming into our airspace for Wednesday. In fact, we could see 2 or 3 successive waves of showers through the midweek, anticipating about 10 to maybe 25 millimeters of rainfall. That would be considered a moderate event. In terms of the rainfall over the next 24 hours, to start this soggy passage, it is light, less than 5 millimeters, but once Wednesday rolls around, we'll see that pick up as the system intensifies across southern Ontario. The overnight temperature is a mild +2 across the region that you see here. Cloudy with a light breeze, and the probability of precipitation in the form of drizzle is about 30% or less. Here's the breakdown for tomorrow. I think Tuesday's a cloudy day throughout. It starts off at 8 o'clock on this particular board at +1, cloudy with a light wind, and then we'll see temperatures rise to about 6 between 3 and 4 p.m. And by 5 o'clock, still cloudy down to 5 degrees Celsius. Those values are above seasonal. Chatham-Kent, a little bit cooler tomorrow. Probably see a high of about +3, again above seasonal. But it's cloudy and active for the next 6, maybe even 7 days straight. Take a look at the highs and lows anticipated. Probability of precipitation on Wednesday, the soggiest day of the next 7, is about 80% or higher. Reach a high of 10 degrees. Then 6, then 4, still rainy. Thursday and Friday, the weekend cools off substantially. More seasonal values, +1, 0, and 0 as we head into Monday, with flurries dominating, maybe even some rain mixed in for good measure.
Thank you, Gary. A warning from first responders up the 401 to anyone venturing out onto Lake Erie right now. There are signs at the beach in Port Stanley, but that doesn't seem to be keeping people from going out on the ice. CTV's Brent Lale reports.
Port Stanley resident Ann Stevens quickly grabbed her camera when she saw this man riding his snowmobile in the harbor.
That certainly ranks up there with one of the silliest things I've seen.
He was one of dozens of people who ventured out onto Lake Erie over the weekend.
You get a day like today where the sun is shining, and it's nice and bright, and it's beating down on that ice, and those ice conditions can change in a matter of hours. It doesn't take days and weeks to change the ice condition.
This drone video taken by photographer Paul Redmond shows just how far people have been walking from Main Beach in Port Stanley. The footprints go for more than a kilometer.
People are pushing the limits. They're getting out closer and closer to open water, or they're getting up on shelf ice or pocketed ice, and to get that social media picture that they can put out there. And and it puts themselves in danger, and as a result, it puts our team in danger.
I think it's definitely frustrating to see a lot of people who are putting not only themselves at risk, but also potentially putting first responders at risk. It's really important to know that especially such big bodies of water like Lake Erie, conditions are always unpredictable.
With the temperatures expected above zero for the next few days, the Elgin County Drowning Prevention Coalition says the risk is even greater for those who venture onto the ice.
Shelf ice forms in layers, and so you might have something that's thick here, but your next step or next spot, so to say, it didn't freeze solid. It's really tough because in one area that might be thick, the next you could fall through, and now you're needing help.
Stevens has seen a lot of incidents over the years in the village and can't understand why people keep putting themselves and first responders at risk.
I think because people are hearing that Lake Erie is 90%, 100% frozen, they think it's safe to go out. And we have the ice warning signs. People seem to just ignore the signs.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
To the curling ice in Italy now, where Team Canada's found themselves embroiled in a bit of controversy. Both Canadian men's and women's teams have been accused of breaking the rules. CTV's Garrett Berry breaks it all down.
The dust still has not settled at these Olympic Games after an eyebrow-raising, particularly tense curling match between Canada and Sweden's men's teams on Friday night. And at the heart of it all is not only the swearing by Canadian third Mark Kennedy towards his Swedish counterpart, but also a technical controversy.
Sweden had accused Kennedy of touching the granite part of the curling rock after releasing the handle. Curling officials then stepped up enforcement of rule violations at these Olympic Games. That move is quite rare in curling, a sport that has traditionally seen players enforce the rules themselves.
The first page of the World Curling Rule Book is titled The Spirit of Curling, and it's a lot of fluffy, poetic words about how, you know, yes, we have a rule book, but realistically, as long as everybody's just nice to each other, then the rule book almost doesn't even matter.
The extra enforcement seemed only to escalate tensions when an umpire intervened and pulled a rock thrown by Canadian women's skip Rachel Homan on Saturday night. It likely cost her a point in a 1-point extra end loss against Switzerland. Afterwards, she told reporters the situation was absurd, insane, that she was unfairly punished and denied any wrongdoing. On Sunday, curling officials abandoned that enhanced scrutiny and went back to old procedures where teams would have to request officials come and watch for violations.
Part of the issue, according to Canadian curlers, is that this is the sport's highest stage and not, they say, the place to change the rules or how they're enforced. Garrett Berry, CTV News, Milan.
We wanted a bit of perspective on this, so we spoke with local curlers to get their thoughts.
I think that it was kind of petty. They didn't even realize that they had pushed that rock. They can either believe one way or the other.
I think the call is justified. I think it's a habit that's been going on for several years. And finally, unfortunately, the Canada teams got caught on it. So.
I don't know whether the Canadian fella actually double touched the rock, but I'm sure it wouldn't make any difference, and I think it's a tempest in a teapot.
CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
The RCMP say they've completed their investigation into the mass shooting at a BC high school. 5 students and a teacher were fatally shot at Tumbler Ridge Secondary last Tuesday after the attacker had gunned down their mother and half-brother at their home. Police say the shooter then killed themselves when officers arrived. The yellow tape has been taken down and the property turned back over to school officials. However, BC's premier says it's unclear if the school will ever actually reopen. And federal government officials are expected to announce an updated defense strategy this week, featuring sweeping changes to the domestic defense industry.
It really is going to be an input into wealth creation for things that Canadians need and not just things that go bang. So if the government does this, it's going to be a real economic stimulus package like we haven't seen since probably World War II.
It's expected to be a $6.6 billion plan designed to help small and medium-sized businesses break into the defense industry, pledging to create 125,000 jobs and reduce dependency on American industries. The federal government is also in the process of ramping up overall defense spending to meet NATO commitments. And Ottawa's revamped electric vehicle rebate program went into effect today. Canadians are now able to access up to $5,000 from Ottawa to put toward purchasing a new electric vehicle. Plug-in hybrids are eligible for $2,500 in subsidies. The federal Liberals are spending $2.3 billion on the new incentive program.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Ogdwald is back with another look at the forecast. And Gary, today was beautiful, but it also looks like from the board behind you that it was the last time we're going to see the sun for a little bit.
You know what? I think cloudiness is going to dominate the forecast. You're right about that, Travis. A couple of things to point out. Air quality not great today, and of course tomorrow morning we'll have to wait and see. Projection is some improvement over the next couple of days, but it is going to be wet, especially on Wednesday. Take one last look tonight at our 7-day forecast. The temperatures remain mild, in fact, above seasonal next 4 days straight. In particular, Wednesday's rainy and a high of 10 degrees, then 6, then 4, still cloudy and wet Thursday, Friday. The weekend cools off, and we're back to more winter-like conditions and temperatures as we would expect at that time of the year several days from now. Wherever you are, enjoy your weather and be prepared to get wet for the rest of the work week.
Thank you, Gary. Tomorrow is Punchki Day, and in Windsor, Essex, that means one thing: it's time to indulge. If you're unfamiliar, Punchki are rich, deep-fried Polish pastries traditionally enjoyed on Fat Tuesday, one last sweet splurge before Lent. And around here, it's a full-on event. Bakeries across the region firing up early, filling those pillowy treats with everything from classic raspberry and custard to more out-there flavors like pistachio and even dill pickle. But don't wait too long. Many shops expect to sell out fast. That's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us for Punchki Day tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.